All right, thank you so much for joining us here on Newswatch 16. We have a new weather update for you. You know, we've been seeing these storms over the past few hours, and they've had several severe characteristics to them. So I want to show you what we have in effect right now. This is a severe thunderstorm warning for Bradford and Susquehanna counties, also that northwestern portion of Wyoming County. And that's because we're seeing a storm capable of producing flooding rains and also high winds. So I'd like to show you what it looks like on radar. You can see those storms with the reds and yellows and oranges indicating that we have heavy downpours. So I want to give you a zoomed in look at this storm so you can see where it's headed. We already saw the rainfall near Benton and Hughesville. It's pushed out of central Pennsylvania. Williamsport no longer seeing the rainfall, but we are going to see it near Dimmock around, I'd say, the next 20 minutes. Wilkes-Barre will see it, I'd say, a few rain showers. This is not going to be heavy rainfall, but we will see rain showers in Wilkes-Barre around 7:48. Scranton will see some rain showers again at 8:13, but the ones that will be possibly severe are those that will pass by Great Bend around 8:30. And maybe by Pleasant Mount by 8:45. Rainfall in Honesdale. It has not been extended just yet, that severe thunderstorm warning, but we did see the severe thunderstorm warning for Susquehanna and Bradford counties, and we're going to see that rainfall being a problem because it's falling at such a heavy clip. We're also seeing a new rainstorm just popped up near Mifflinburg and Lewisburg. That's heavy downpours there, lots of lightning strikes, maybe some small hail, but not characterized just yet as a severe thunderstorm warning, but definitely a strong one with packing some winds too. So you should take that seriously, you know, because this is what could happen. We could see winds like this that can cause something like what Dawn saw in Cogan Station. She saw some branches down on a house. And Maggie, I just wanted to ask, are we showing full graphics or also me on camera here? You're also seeing me. That's great. So I'm just going to point out what you can see here. These branches on the house, and we're also seeing severe thunderstorm reports like trees uprooted and power lines snapped in portions of Lycoming County. So these are storms that can cause some damage, and these are just like the younger brother to what we're going to be seeing tomorrow. We're going to see even more strong storms to possibly severe storms that might even harbor the risk for some tornadoes. And this is what we're really worried about here at WNEP, is the risk for a quick spin up that could cause some damage, and that would be anywhere between 1 p.m. and 8 p.m. tomorrow for central Pennsylvania. I'd say between 1 and 4, and for eastern Pennsylvania between 4 and 7. Because this storm damage with the branches on houses and the trees uprooted, these are problems, but we could probably see even stronger storms tomorrow. We saw accumulations about 2.3 inches there near Springbrook, just to the east of Archibald, talking about an inch of rainfall nearly. So a lot of rain can fall out of these storms very quickly, and this could definitely be an issue for localized flooding, especially for those low-lying flood-prone areas. This is what it looks like live in Scranton. You can see those dark clouds along the horizon because we saw those storms kind of push towards the western side of Scranton, and now they're on their way towards the east-northeast. So they're just going to skirt Scranton. We're pretty much just seeing these dark and ominous clouds. Might see a few rain showers, but nothing severe. That's really going to be for Bradford and Susquehanna counties over the next 30 minutes or so. Dew points are up, and that's why we're seeing all this available moisture to work with, lots of rainfall being squeezed out of the cloud. So dew points are in the 70s, indicating that we have a really, really good shot of seeing a lot of rainfall in a very short period of time for those of you in Susquehanna and Bradford counties if you get caught in a downpour. Here's how I see things shaping up on future clouds and radar. We're going to continue to see these storms for the northern tier and for eastern Pennsylvania, I'd say until around 8:30, 9 o'clock. Things push out by 10, 11. We will have some clearing tonight, which is good. You know, we're going to be dry, not just for the overnight, but also through much of the morning tomorrow. Look at this on future clouds and radar. Remaining dry all the way through 1:30. 1:30 is when we'll see that line of storms. It will be a front, and these will be sparking along areas of a lot of lift. So if you have more lift in the atmosphere, you have the capability of lofting something like hailstones that may fall out of the cloud. We're expecting pea-sized to quarter-sized, maybe even half-dollar-sized hail as we head through the afternoon hours tomorrow. Also capable of supporting high winds and a quick spin-up tornado. So we're going to be tracking these storms very closely as this line rolls through between 1:30 in central Pennsylvania and 3. And then it moves its way eastward. By 4 o'clock, most of us seeing isolated to scattered thunderstorm activity. Again, these thunderstorms could pack a punch with high winds and localized flooding, and maybe even a tornado or two, and it finishes in eastern Pennsylvania, I'd say about 5:30, but we could still have a rogue thunderstorm there in central Pennsylvania near State College, Lock Haven. By 5:30, 6 o'clock, it's not until we finally see that heat diminish, and we're talking about heat once again in the 90s, and that's going to help fuel these storms. Once that heat diminishes after sundown, around 6, 7 o'clock, the threat for severe thunderstorms does go away, I'd say by 8 o'clock at night. And by the time we get to 11, we're just dealing with a few residual showers. These showers will be filtering in on the back end of the front. We do have some relief from the humidity, but we could see an isolated shower or two throughout the morning and afternoon on Monday. I don't think these are storms, just some rain showers. Nothing to be worried about. The thing to be worried about is on Sunday between 1 and 7. That's when we could see some severe weather. Monday's storms, showers, really not a problem. And once we get to Tuesday, we really clear out for some nice skies, low humidity. It will be once again in the upper 80s, so hot, but at least not as humid as what we've been seeing for the past 6 days straight. This is our 6th day of our heat wave with temperatures consecutive days in the 90s. Finally, our last day will be tomorrow. It will be a week-long stretch. Last time we saw heat this prolonged was back in August of 2022. So pretty significant heat that we've seen, and that's helping to fuel these storms. All right, this is how I see the risk shaping up. See that yellow splotch? That's a slight risk for severe weather, a level 2 out of 5 as issued by the Storm Prediction Center. So we could see some high winds over 50 miles an hour. That could snap trees, problem for power lines. You might have some power outages, sporadic across the region. We're talking about flooding. That could be downpours causing ponding on roadways, ponding in areas that are prone to flooding. We're talking about those streams and creeks that often do overspill their banks. Hail could be quarter sized, even up to $half sized. Remember, with the stronger the updraft, it can keep those ice particles lofted in the atmosphere for a longer period of time, allowing it to gain more and more layers and build before it falls out of the cloud. So we're definitely looking at the potential for some strong hail that could cause damage to your roofs and siding, maybe your cars. So if you have a garage, tomorrow afternoon would be a great day to park your car in your garage to reduce the risk of maybe some hail damage to your vehicles. And just do be aware that this may be an issue, again, with tornadoes tomorrow as well. We're not expecting them to be strong, like something over an EF2, but they could still cause damage, even if it's on the low end scale of a tornado. Overnight tonight, partly cloudy, low of 73 degrees. It will be a humid night overnight, but once those clouds and storms dissipate, we will see a glimpse of the strawberry moon. And I wanted to end this forecast off on a good note, give you some details about the strawberry moon. It's also known as the honey moon because not only do we harvest strawberries at this time of year, but we also harvest honey at this time of year. And a lot of people plan their weddings for June, and that's where the term honeymoon came from, because a lot of people harvest honey in the June month. And that's when a lot of people have their weddings. So honeymoon was derived from this moon. Pretty interesting stuff. Moonrise tonight is at 9:55. Likely clouds will be lingering, so it won't be until around midnight that you actually get to see it in the skies. It was officially full yesterday at around 9:07, but it's still about 99% full. If you get a chance to see it, it will be gorgeous. Here's your 7-day forecast. 94 as a high temperature for tomorrow, the final day of the heat wave. It will be breezy to gusty during these storms. Up to 50 miles per hour could cause damage to your houses, could cause damage to your patio furniture. Secure it. Make sure that it's in a place that it can't blow away easily if you do have these wind gusts. Remember the risk for tornadoes, remember the risk for hail. We will have all the latest updates here on WNEP about not just these storms, but what you can expect for your week ahead, because we're going to have a dip in the temperatures on Monday into the 80s, but then we're back up to the 90s on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then we have storms again planned for Wednesday. So we'll have all these latest updates, of course, on Newswatch 16 at 10 and 11, so you should join us then. And tomorrow, remain weather aware as those storms roll through. Things can change very quickly. Keep a close eye on our WNEP app for latest updates. Thanks so much for joining us here on this live broadcast from our severe weather set, and I'll talk to you at